deathmatch. Crush all that oppose us.
What's going on, my gamers? It's Scotty of Underdog Gaming. We're doing class setups today like we promised. I promised a few people that were on my subs list I'd do some Black Ops 2 class setups for them. So I don't mind doing them, so we'll make these a regular thing. There's a picture up which shows you picture my loadout for my gun. So if you want to pause the video here, that's fine by me. Helps you out a bit. Right, first of all for my gun is the MTAR. It's the MTAR class setup. I'm using quick draw, stock and suppressor. Right, let's go into them a little bit first, because it is aimed at newer players. So quick draw, like it says, it aims down sights fast, even with an assault rifle, guys. It helps you with them one-on-one gunfights. Excuse me. It's a lot better, guys. You combine that with a second attachment I use, which is stock, which once you aim down sights, guys, for those that don't know what stock does, it's called adjustable stock, but I just call it stock. Basically, once you're down sights, your movement will leave your gun and your character is faster, which combine that with quick draw is a hell of a lot better to win them one-on-one gunfights, guys. With quick draw and stock combined, you're not going to lose many gunfights. I win a lot of gunfights against SMG players with assault rifles because it is that fast. And especially if you use a high sensitivity, because I play on like 10 sensitivity. So that's quite high for some people, but whatever sensitivity is comfortable for you is the best to use, and it will improve your shot. Suppressor, because it keeps you off the map. And it's a lot better in more than one way. It keeps you off the map, there's no muzzle flash, which sounds stupid, but it actually makes a difference, guys, because for those campers, they're going to see it. I see it, so I know where they are when they're firing. So keeping you off the map and being silent is a very, very good thing to use, and it's very productive.
We have lost control.
Noisy dog. Right, the reason why, because people might be confused, because I've got 3 attachments on the gun. I use wildcards, and the wildcards I use are primarily good gunfighter, because I think it works out better, because it gives you 3 slots for your weapon, not 2. Anything more you can add to your weapon, to me I think that's a win-win, guys. To do this class setup, you'll notice you can't have a secondary, or a lethal, or a tactical, but I think you do a lot better if you wanted to rush like this, with that, doing it that way around. For my wildcards, my second one I use is second perk greed, and I use toughness on that. Reason being I use toughness is because once you're engaged in a one-on-one gunfight, you've already got your quick draw, and you've already got your stock and your suppressor. So you're very accurate, you're very fast, and with toughness, if they get a shot in on you, it stops the flinch of your character animation, basically. So that means it keeps your aims down sights more correctly, keeps you on your target more correctly, and you combine quick draw, stock and toughness together, and 9 times out of 10, guys, you're going to win your gunfights. As you can see on here, I'm not even trying, I'm rushing just to show you how fast and effective the gun can be, and it takes them down, and it's not much of a problem, guys. Even with suppressor, you're talking 6 to 7 shots, and it's pretty much game over. That's at long range, and that's with most of the guns in the game, at most. Right, for perks, perk 1, flat jacket. The reason why I use that is because it's kind of like, for those that are playing Ghost, it's kind of like a ballistic vest in a sense, whereas it doesn't give you much more energy. That's not what it's doing, that's not what I'm saying, but it helps you against explosions. So you've got to think about it. It's Black Ops 2, you've got RC cars, you've got grenades, you've got Semtex, you've got C4, you've got bouncing betties, you've got RPGs, you've got a lot of things, guys, that are going to blow you up. So having some protection against that will not hurt, trust me. The second perk, scavenger, because more ammunition you have when you're running around rushing or whenever, if you want to camp, that's up to you. We all paid the same price for a game, so I suppose we can all play it as we want. But I do have a saying, camper equals wanker, because I think it's true. But it's personal preference. So more ammo, guys, you're going to kill more people. That's where I look at it. Especially if you want to go for high kill streaks, then scavenger, you know, it's got the must. Perk 3, tactical mask. Now, a lot of people prefer to use other things, but I look at it, I don't see point in using all other stuff. A tactical mask is clever for the simple reason that in certain maps, you're going to get a lot of people where they've got shock chargers planted, mainly campers. But I do use shock chargers now and again as a rusher to chuck them into the middle of a map on domination because it works out pretty good. So you're going to look at it like that. Tactical mask going to protect you against that and a few other things as well. So it all combined, it's pretty good. If you're on a map like this where it's all mainly on level, you're not going to be climbing over much, you don't need to use dexterity because it's going to slow you. It's going to slow you down in the sense that, yeah, alright, you can climb up things and that fast, but it's a level game, so there's not much climbing to be done. So on certain maps like this, it works out real well because there's a couple of places you climb, yeah, but granted, but it's mainly ladder based. So I think the third perk even goes on what map you're going to be on, what gameplay you're going to be using, you know, stuff like that. So just work it to your advantage. I mean, there's a few things you can swap and change, and that's up to personal preferences. I mean, if you don't want to be using the iron sights, I quite like the iron sights and the MTAR. I think they're very neat, and to be honest with you, most iron sights on game are really neat and effective. But if you're a red dot kind of person, then swap out your suppressor for a red dot or stock, whichever. You know, if you're a bit of a slower player, just swap your stock out for a suppressor, a red dot, or a suppressor and a red dot, whichever you want to do. Because if you did that, you could just have a quick draw, and you could have a suppressor and a red dot, whichever you wanted to do, really. But this is aimed at newer players, so, and because it's aimed at newer players, a little quick tip for you. I do say it in a lot of my gameplays, but it does seem to get needed to be said quite a lot, surprisingly. Still, stick to the outsides of the map and your own pace until you feel more comfortable. There's no point rushing if you're not a rusher yet, or you don't want to be a rusher. If you want to take it steady, that's perfectly fine. It's up to you what you want to do, guys. But I've done this because a few subs asked for them, and I know it'll help them out, and I know they'll appreciate it. So I'm more than happy to do that for them. Another thing as well, if there's any little class setups you want, please let me know, and I'll do them as well. Quick thing, score streaks, I was using UAV, Hunter Killer Drone, and Lightning Strike. It pays off, guys, works really well, and you get points for people at UAV. So thanks for watching, see you next episode.